What up? What's up? What's good? What it do? What up with it? Wataguan? Que ondas? However you say it from wherever you're from, thank you again for being with us. This is Steve, one half of the co-hosting team. This beautiful lady over here is who?
I am Liz.
And this is Marriage for Grown Folks. Now, generally, this is where I take my time and talk about what we do. This is a place where you can, who cares? It's
we
a
care.
cool
We care.
spot.
Do it.
Nah, not
Go
today.
Go for it.
Not today.
Okay.
Not today. Just a cool place. And I see some cool people in the audience, so that's fun. You know, especially when I see my guy Joe out there that I've known since I was 21 years old. He knows where all the dead bodies are. Keep your mouth shut, son. Keep your mouth shut. I'm married now. We both married. All right. But thank you guys for being with us. This opportunity doesn't come before us often, so we want to take the time, really show some love to you guys, and even to the new member, 702, Vegas. Chaz, right? Did I get it right? Mm-hmm. All right. I'm glad you're here as well. All right. So listen, what are we talking about today? We'll figure out as we go.
We're getting ready to do a temp check.
Temp check.
That's do
you,
it.
Right?
That is me.
Be nice.
I'm going to be.
We got visitors. We got guests. Be nice.
Okay.
All right. Let's have some fun.
Okay. So if you are a follower of the podcast, then you know, or if you know me personally, then you know that I have been a teacher for a number of years. And so because of that, I went straight into teacher mode and I wanted to do something that felt a little interactive. And so you will see that there is a whiteboard marker and an eraser right underneath your chair.
Well, so we're going to pick that up. I just want to look at you again. Sheesh. I did a good job. Looking at you in the camera. You look fantastic.
Oh, thank you. So what we're going to do is we're going to play an edition of This or That.
This or That. Okay.
Mm-hmm. This or That. Marriage for Grown Folks style. So if you grab your whiteboard and your marker, I'm going to say the this or that. So the options, you will say it aloud, but then I just want to kind of scan the space and see where y'all lie as well. Okay. Cool? Okay, perfect. All right. So this or that.
All right, let's get it.
Romantic dinner or steamy shower?
Romantic dinner. We'll go romantic dinner.
Okay. I'm giving it a second. Interesting.
Shout out to the romantic dinner. Can I elaborate?
Sure, go for it.
The romantic dinner is great because I get a chance to eat because I'm hungry all the time. So I get a chance to eat. We get a chance to converse a little bit, and we know what comes after that. So the shower part is I don't like my shower space infringed upon. It's just that's my shower space. I just for some people who like the steamy shower, awesome. I'm good. Now I don't want to mix cleanliness with. I don't know. I'm good. How about you?
I would have chosen a shower.
Really?
Yes. It is so therapeutic for me. So I would have chosen I definitely choose the shower.
Wait.
Yes.
When you said steamy shower, did my mind go to the gutter?
Yes.
But
wait.
I wasn't the only one. When you said steamy shower, I thought you meant steamy shower.
Correct.
Am I the only one that thought that? Steamy shower? You thought this was steamy shower.
Well, no. Okay, so because I got some confused people here. No. Correct. Yes, but I choose a steamy shower session over dinner, a romantic dinner. We've been together a long time, right?
Yeah.
So I love our dinner and all of that.
Right now, about our kids the whole time.
A moment of transparency. We did a remodel and our ensuite has the tiniest shower. And so because of it, I think that's really what prompted me to say shower. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Steams up in there pretty fast.
It does.
Yeah.
Okay. But there's no room for
not
both of us.
Our daughter has she don't have a job. She has the biggest shower.
She does.
How about that?
Okay. Next one. Thank y'all. I think overall people said dinner over shower.
I seen the RD.
Okay. Slow dance or a pillow fight?
Slow dance, of course. They're married. They're so married. Really? Really?
Oh, wow. Oh.
Okay.
So okay. Pillow fight.
Really?
I would
Violent people, you?
slow dance definitely, but to each its
Yeah.
own. Awesome.
Okay.
The
All right.
majority of you said pillow dance.
All
I
right.
mean, pillow fight. Not pillow dance. Pillow fight.
Violence.
Mhm.
Everybody's choosing violence.
That's so funny. What y'all got to get off your chest?
Ah,
Okay, staycation or a vacation? Both are vacations.
both are vacations. I like how you
Yes.
did that.
Yes.
I'm gonna go. Just for now, I'm going staycation. Just for now, I'm going staycation.
In this moment.
In this moment,
In this
staycation.
season of life.
In
Got
this
it.
season.
Okay.
But
So everyone said vacation.
Absolutely. 100%. What about you?
I would have chosen a staycation.
Okay.
I like being at home.
Yeah.
I do.
And also, I just haven't completely conquered California yet. There's so much stuff to do here from, up north all the way down to San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, I haven't even been to Catalina Islands. And now when you say that, oh, I did that 100 times. I'm like, well, I just figured out what Third and Promenade was. Leave me alone. Like, let me get through the state first.
We've been here 13 years.
Right. I had no money for, anyway.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. There's that. Okay. A few more. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. Endless energy or unlimited time?
You already know where I'm going with this.
Okay.
Unlimited time. Absolutely unlimited time for me. You can see who just had a child.
The majority of you said time. Only
Okay.
2 of you said energy. I'd choose time as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going time.
We like the endorphin of that productivity.
And I'm a productivity freak.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. Relive your best day or fast forward to your dream future?
That's a good one.
Relive your best day or fast forward to your dream future? Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've lived my best day yet. So.
You married me?
Right. What was I thinking?
Hello.
June 30th. What was I thinking? I'm going to go best day.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Best day.
I'd choose future.
You know what? Without changing it
best
too much.
Best days to come.
Here's the deal. When here's the deal real quick.
Yeah, please.
When you're in the middle of grieving, you're hyper aware of how much time you have on this earth. When you're in this, you think about death a lot.
Mm-hmm. So
the word future for me suggests it's time to go. And I'm not afraid to go. And I know we all got to go, but I don't want to think about that. I want to live in the moment. Okay. So the future suggests where I'm at. But These are great questions because it shows you where you at. Just like, Ashley, she put energy. I'm like, she just had a baby. I'm sure she needs more energy. Mm-hmm. And she's married to that guy. So anyway, all right.
Okay. Last one. Heartfelt letter or a surprise gift?
Heartfelt letter. Mm-hmm. I like words. I love words. That's why I like movies and stuff like that and hip hop so much because, these rappers who are really, really good, they put a whole movie in a verse. Letter. Gift. Letter. Okay.
That one was split. Yeah, that was definitely split.
How about you?
I'd choose a letter.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got a lot of those when you were younger.
I did.
Yeah, I was a writer.
He wrote love letters.
All right, then knock it off.
Oh.
Knock it off.
Oh, sorry.
Knock it off. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do a few more. I like this.
Do you like? Okay. I mean, I do have a couple more. You want?
Sure.
Okay. Say everything that comes to mind or never be able to speak.
I'm going to go never be able to speak because if that was something that was like just placed upon me, saying everything that comes across your mind could be very detrimental to a lot of your relationships. and a lot of people that you care about or don't care about. You could be a problem. People wouldn't even want to talk to you. So you probably end up being the person who never got a chance to speak if you said everything that came to your mind. Can you imagine that? That everything that popped in your mind, you said?
I
You don't. You have a filter. Don't do that.
No, I mean, I do have a filter. I definitely have a filter, but it takes like some sifting and some processing to. So for
Yeah.
me, I would have chosen. I choose say everything because it's like that or never speak. Never speak. No, me.
You never be responsible for nothing either. You couldn't
No,
speak.
no, I don't want that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't want that.
All right.
Anyway,
All right.
thank y'all.
Copy that.
Temp
Yeah.
check.
Temp check. I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was really good.
Okay,
That was
you
a
can put
good
your
one.
whiteboards away now. You don't.
Yeah, the teacher and her, right?
Mhm. Thank
All
you,
right,
though.
class, close your books, put your things down, line up at the door. All right, is it on me now?
We're gonna talk about the latest book.
Oh, cool. What are you reading right now?
So I have 2 books.
Now, listen, time is a thing. Time is a thing.
I love books.
You know why time is a thing? Because we got wine. We got
Wine
whiskey.
tasting
We
coming
got
up.
whiskey tasting with,
Oh, right,
Old
not wine
Hillside
test.
Bourbon Company.
My bad.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay, so I'll just tell you then that I read Revenge of the Tipping Point, Malcolm Gladwell.
Oh, you finished it.
I finished it. It
I'm
was really
jealous.
good.
Okay.
Not going to talk about that. Just going to say if you're interested in any of that phenomenon of just like how small things get big, and how really it is just about like word of mouth and right place, right time. It feels so circumstantial and not necessarily what's the word I'm looking for? Like it's not necessarily linked to like how strategic you are
data
and how
driven. I
you
get you.
push something. It's more so about how many people like actually latch on. And then basically it's a good book. Read it. If you haven't read The Tipping Point, consider reading that first. Because I would say I read The Tipping Point and thought, it was good.
Tipping Point was everything to me.
It
You know
was
that.
great. So Revenge is just like
Okay.
2.0, maybe.
Yeah, we talked about this in a previous episode where Malcolm talked about he was going to revisit it as his data has changed, and so his mind has changed regarding some of the things. Especially if you haven't read the book, The Tipping Point is Malcolm Gladwell, who was, I believe, the most incredible or the most important social pioneer of our time. But he talks about a lot of things based on what we think we can control. But some things just happen because they just happen. And so I loved how he broke that down. And that's where 10,000 hours came from, the 10,000 hours that we all choose to use. And he's even
as an indicator of
as
like
an indicator
mastery.
of mastery. And he's actually going back on that and saying that's not what he believed it to be either. So, because you can do something incorrectly for 10,000 hours and have no success. Right. So there's that.
Yeah.
So, I got to read that.
Yes, you definitely should.
I got to read that. Yeah. But I'll read it after. After I finish reading what I'm reading right now, The Healing Culture. All right, The Healing Culture. This is a big deal for me because this is written by a gentleman that I went to high school with.
Correct.
And my guy Larry Love, you know what I mean? So he's talking about things that happen specifically in our time, in our world, in our space, on our streets at the same time that we were walking the streets. So It's interesting to know, this is cool. So, Larry, once again, some of the stuff that Larry was doing, I had no idea Larry was that deep in the streets like that. I just had no idea. But I'm halfway through it, and I keep telling Lizzie, who wants to read it on her own, like, he's saying all these names. We went to school with her. Oh, that was her that did the announcements in the morning. And he was going, that's his wife? Oh, really? And then, Brandon tells me, my brother tells me, well, I used to date, his sister. I'm like, wow. It goes to show you, Tuck, my 860 guy, how small Hartford is. I was telling, my guy Tariq years ago, like when they come and do when they come to our wedding renewal, wedding renewal, I want to invite them so they can see where we come from and get the experience what tiny city living is and how beautiful it is, but sometimes how ugly it can be. If you got beef with somebody, there's nowhere to go. That's why our crime rate was so high from 93 to like 98. We were like nationally like #1 or something like that, which is crazy. And my guy Joe, he's experienced it too. He worked in the projects. Threatening them every day. Wait till I get my brother. You know what it is. All right. So that's what I'm reading. So the book, without saying too much, he's talking about his roots and healing from trauma and taking it upon himself to recognize that he was actually living a life, uh, living a life that was producing nothing but the things from the effects of trauma, and being able to catch it, having the wherewithal to catch it, seek help, and get better. I think is really really cool. But more than anything, just reliving our world. Somebody was praying for us because
Yeah.
all that stuff that was happening, I thought it was bad for me, but he ain't supposed to be here. All that was happening. We were on the same hallways, same teachers, same streets. Unbelievable. So
Is there value in the words and the messaging of the story outside of it being nostalgic for you?
yes,
Okay.
yes, because if he can do it, anybody can do it. If he
Okay.
can figure it out, anybody can. But just it also shows me that when you're walking the hallways with these people, because you're just, you're in high school, you're just doing your thing. Oh, she's cute. Oh, that's my homeboy. That's my teammate. You never know what people are going through. You have no idea the things that they're bringing, to school with them. And I bet you, I didn't even look out there. I bet you, Miss Williams is probably shaking her head right now because she's an educator as well. You're dealing with these children from a teacher standpoint or from a coaching standpoint, and these kids are walking into your space or to the space that you guys share with whatever. You have no idea. You don't know if they ate this morning. You don't know who's being beat at home. You don't know who's being inappropriately touched. You don't know how much money they have. You don't know how much sleep they've got. You don't know if they have an AC and it's 100 degrees. You don't know.
Yeah.
So, all of us, there's 400 in our grade, right? So we have like almost 1,200 in our school. Just imagine that as a teacher, how incredible that is, right?
In our little city.
Tiny city.
Tiny
We
city.
jokingly say you can walk from the tip of Hartford, where Windsor meets Tuck, where that ranch house is, walk from there to Weathersfield in like 3-4 hours. Just walk straight through from
He
the
said
main,
it. He gave
street.
like the
Yeah.
perimeter, correct? It was
18 miles.
Yeah.
18 miles. And all of that's happening. You got all these people in there from down south, Puerto Rico, Jamaica, Trinidad, Tobago. It's wild. But yeah, that's an interesting read.
Good.
Interesting read.
Awesome.
What else you got? What are you listening to, ma'am?
So my honey, he gave me a Wale playlist.
Hey. Wale for Lauren.
And so I've been listening to that pretty heavy.
Yeah, that's my gym playlist.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We have different modes of music for gym time. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, tomorrow morning it might be West Side Gun. You don't know. Don't know. Conway. Might be. Don't know. I haven't gotten to that. I heard the what's my guy? The Chance the Rapper. I keep hearing that this project is really, really good.
Is he the
Really,
one
really
that was
good.
just on the Shade Room for having IEP?
Having an IEP?
Uh-huh.
I have no idea.
I mean, and I'm not saying it in anything like comical, but I appreciated that he had said it. So he was talking about so it is Chance the Rapper then, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So he was on they were having some sort of conversation, and he said that he felt stigmatized by having an IEP. So an IEP being an individualized educational plan. So students on special ed for whatever reasons and needing certain accommodations. But he also said, but it gave me like clearance to learn the way I needed to learn. And I thought it was so awesome to see so much commentary around how inclusivity is so important, but also in regards to just being able to learn and learn differently. And there were so many different students that had IEPs, so adults on there, and they were talking about like, oh, and I'm a research analyst and I'm this, and they were kind of naming off all of their, their accolades or the things that they've become. And I was like, I appreciate that was out there. I don't know why I went there, but
I
you must
mean,
have said
that's
something
your
about
specialization.
Chance
Aren't
the
you
Rapper. My
certified?
bad. Yes, I am.
All
Or
right.
I was.
17-year educator with a master's degree. You be selling yourself
Okay.
short.
Yeah, that's okay. But we were talking about school, weren't we?
No, I asked you what you're listening to.
Oh, shoot. ADHD, y'all.
Yep,
It's
absolutely.
a real thing.
Yeah. Look at the goat. Look at the bird. Yeah. For me, you know what's funny?
Mm.
Is I've been on this female kick, this woman kick, R&B kick. So I knocked out. I was like deep diving into Beyonce. I told you, I was like, "What am I doing in the gym? Slow down, you don't love me like you used to."
I mean,
And I was like, "Yo, why am I? Why am I?" Well, I think it has a lot to do with missing my brother.
okay.
And my brother didn't really care about the genre. You know, what I mean, he wouldn't think it was odd to be listening to Beyonce in the weight room on his full body lift day. And I wanted to text him and say, "Hey, man, so I did Beyonce, and I know it's crazy. I know we all know this. It's probably been said a million times. She's a fantastic performer, but I think we're losing sight of how great of a vocalist she is.
Who?
Beyonce.
No. Who's losing
I think
sight of
people
that?
who just see the Beehive and her new booty and who she's married to and all of this stuff, Cowboy Carter, I think they forget a lot is lost and there's not enough time spent or enough words spoken on how phenomenal of a vocalist she is. Now, you know, I come from a background where everyone's a singer, everyone's an artist or a creator from except me. So I grew up listening to my mom tilt her head when she hears an off note, trying to fix it in her head. You know, and the father who's a writer and the brothers who are producers and singers and keyboard players and drummers and all of that stuff. But just listening to her vocal inflections and the way she has that dexterity to do whatever she wants to do, go where she wants to go, the vibrato, and I'm like, yo, she's a monster.
Right.
She's a monster. Yeah, and if I hear anything about this, Dave Mensa, about me, what I'm listening to in the weight room, we're gonna have some words. All right. But no, I went from her, then I shot over to Jasmine Sullivan, then I shot from Jasmine Sullivan over to Ari Lennox, and from Ari Lennox, I actually did a deep dive on Aretha Franklin, and I'm like, oh, they're all coming from somewhere else. Like Aretha is probably the pinnacle of vocal performance for women in my world, in R&B, that R&B world, and I'm like, she's a monster. But I digress. So I'm listening to a lot of
women.
A lot of women. That's what I'm listening to. Okay.
Fair.
All right. We got books already?
We did books. You wouldn't let me do the second. So
all right. We got music too?
Yes, we did.
All right. Get moving. So, no. Knock it off.
That's your turn.
Okay. Knock it off. Knock it off is a segment that happened by accident. My wife calls me a crotchety old man. She says, "You are a crotchety old man." I've been this way for a long time. I've been the guy who's been drinking ginger ale since he was 11. I used to sit with my aunties and make tea and, listen to them talk about people, watching CNN and MSNBC. I guess I am a crotchety old man. Yeah. I look out the window and get mad at everything. Pick up that boot. I'm that guy.
Who's parked in front of our house?
Yeah, as if we own the whole street, right? That's public. So my wife calls me a crotchety old man. I got something to say about all the things all the time. So it is what it is. So knock it off. I got a few of them and I'll run through them really, really quickly. Air conditioning. I know it sounds really goofy, right? But they got to knock it off. Now, my wife is a terrible indicator of all things temperature and climate because she's had 2 children. And after the second child, she's cold all the time. I say, "Do you take your iron pills?" She says, "No." And I'm like, okay, there we go. So she's a terrible indicator, so she's always cold. But as of late, the warmer it's gotten, the colder it's gotten. And I'm recognizing that some of these establishments just don't want us there. I don't think they want us there. Like, I get it. It's warm outside. You should have an air conditioner. You want people to be comfortable. But when it's so cold that I need like gloves and a cover and a blanket so my extremities don't freeze, then it's too cold.
It's Arctic.
Right? I know I sound like this is definitely first world problems, right? But I'm like, y'all got to knock it off. Like, knock it off. If I'm in a store and I want to look for something and I might not find my size, I'm going to be here for a while. But I shouldn't have to step back outside, warm my hands up, come back inside so I can shop. Do you want me here or no?
Yeah.
Right? So knock it off with the air conditioning. All right. I think I was in.
Where were we?
We were. Was it a restaurant? I think it was a restaurant. And I'm trying just to have a decent night with my wife. You know what I mean? Just a decent night and ordering the food. And I can already tell that she's starting to shake, which means nothing once
Like right
again,
now.
because her iron is always low. So, but when I start to feel my toes, and I'm like, I can't feel my toes. I start clapping my feet together. And I'm from Connecticut, so I know what it's like to be cold. I said, no. This is frostbite kicking in. It's too cold. You know what I mean?
Frostbite.
This is cold. Like, do y'all want us here? Knock it off with the AC already.
Right.
And I'm like, maybe growing up, maybe it's just so far gone that I don't remember, but I'm just like, I just remember air conditioners being in our house as well. Between the two of us, there's 2 degrees or 3 degrees between the two of us. We got this new system that we paid a bunch of money for the AC and the heat, the unit. And we just cannot seem to figure this thing out. Either it's too hot in the house or it's too cold.
Mm-hmm.
But I hate being in the house and having to get a blanket or something like that because we're just not smart enough to figure out, these different controls.
The setting.
Right.
Because one degree.
It changes everything. So knock it off with the air conditioner. So here I am, grown man, sitting in my house trying to watch TV or doing what I'm doing. I've got the AC blowing because I don't want it to be too hot, but I got the front door open just in case, my feet fall, asleep because they're cold, they're freezing. So I just can't figure this thing. But knock it off with the air conditioning.
Okay,
right?
I'm sorry.
But last thing, all right? Okay. Last thing. I'm a gentleman. I try my best to be a gentleman. I want my son to be a gentleman. I'm handing down these things that are considered archaic, antiquated, old. No one does it anymore. But I'm a gentleman. You know what I mean? If something drops on the floor and I can grab it for a young woman or an older woman, whatever it is, I will pick it up. If someone's pen drops or they need some help, just like we did the other day, I'll lend a hand if I can do that.
Yes.
I'm here to help, right? I'm here to help. Every now and again, I'll let people in traffic. Hey, come on, get over, right? You wouldn't let me in, but come on. I get it. It's the 4:05. It's 5 o'clock. I get it, right? But holding doors, I think there needs to be some boundaries and some rules, right? Me and my son like to go to BJ's, all right? Which is funny because my friend
Is that
Tariq,
where y'all went last night?
No, we didn't go to Mind Your Business. That was a man's night. Which is funny. I went to BJ's. Me and my son love BJ's, which was introduced to me years ago by my friend Tariq, which is funny. She doesn't like BJ's, but I like BJ's. My son likes BJ's. That's one of our man spots that we go to. I told her, he's too young for the strip club. So until then.
Come on. Keep it going.
Right? So me and my son are at the BJ's, and there was a group of people leaving out. Of course, I see the ladies coming, and, I told Link, hold on. We hold the door. So I hold the door. 1, 2, 3. Now, I thought the unofficial rules were after about 3 or 4, if there's someone in the group, someone's supposed to take over, and they hold the door. Am I tripping, y'all?
No.
Okay. So I'm doing this. But after about 6, 7, this man had a lot of people. It must have been it was graduation time.
Okay.
So it was graduate. So I'm holding the door, and now I'm starting to get a workout. So my shoulder's starting, how you doing? All right. Y'all have a good one. Mm-hmm. Nice shoes.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm just like, when do I just let this go and just hit some lady in the face? Now I feel terrible, right? Knock it off. What are the rules? Somebody needs to lay out the rules of engagement for holding the door. When does gentlemen end and I don't care anymore kick in, right?
Because you're about to be the
Knock
party in front of me.
Exactly. And as I hold this door, there's somebody walking in from the other spot, getting our table. Yeah. So knock it off. Yeah. So there's my knock it off. It was generous because TikTok, they don't like my knock it off.
They don't?
Oh man. If you guys go and look at the knock it off that I did for the cowboy boots.
Well, I didn't like that one.
The cowboy boots, grown women running around with cowboy boots like they 3 years old. I mean, do your thing. You know what I mean? I'm not knocking it. I just think that some women look crazy with these cowboy boots at 45 years old. I'm not knocking it. We used to wear Timbs and jeans down to here. I get it.
So what did the TikTok fans
say?
I
don't even check it no more. They hate my guts.
Oh.
We are in our cowboy boots era. And the girl that I wanted to go at, I couldn't because she's a Buffalo Bills fan. I was like, you're a Bills fan, Bills Mafia, go. So there's my knock it off. All right, there's my knock it off. All right. Crotchety old man. So today, I have absolutely no idea what we're talking about. So you're going to have to lead this one.
No, not true.
Yeah, I try my best to keep it
So
Let you
we're
lead that.
talking. Okay, so we're talking about the dating game. Remember?
Knock it out. All right.
So we're talking about dating
I know nothing
because,
about
huh?
that. I've been out of the game too long. I don't even know.
Same. But some of the things that we've noticed is, well, who was it that we met? So we met someone. So basically, let me give you a little
I'm
bit
gonna
of
need you to,
context.
yeah, please, because that sounded crazy. In
Did-
this world, that sounds crazy. I don't get down like that.
we were at Olive Garden, and we were talking to one of the bartenders, and he was like talking about the T app.
Homie from the Bronx.
He's from Providence.
No, he has a Providence, but he's from the Bronx.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Whatever. But so he was talking about the T app. He's like, you have to talk about the T app, and so we were like, we didn't even know what it was. So and obviously we're a married couple, so whatever, we didn't know. So from there, we started to. Well, actually, what happened was I ended up getting an account because I
'Cause you
wanted
gotta
to
get
find out.
verified first.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I had to get verified. I had to go through this process. And in going through the process, it took like a week and a half to get accepted.
Wait, hold on. Y'all know what the T app is?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Everybody over the age of like 30 something was like,
Okay. So the T app is supposed to be this particular app that you sign up for. And what women do is they post a man on the app, and you get green flags or red flags if you're problematic. And so it's supposed to give you like the heads up, like don't mess with him. And so I think it came in the right. So I think it came in the form of
I'm sorry. It's funny. It sounds crazy when you say it. Like I know what it is, but when you say it, it sounds crazy. Go ahead.
okay. So I think what I know is that it came in response to some of those like forums that they had. So they had a bunch of different forums depending on what state you lived in. And so then people were posting on like Facebook, or I don't know if it was ever on IG, but I do know for a fact it was on Facebook. And so they would post these certain men and be like, what do you know about him, and want to get the dirt. And so
she signs up.
So I signed up. And I have to tell you, it was really interesting because I was like, married brain, teacher brain, and also coach brain. So I'm thinking about like from a therapeutic space. And I was like, there's so much that's so problematic about this. But I also understand why women are doing what they're doing to try to protect themselves. And so from there, we came up with an idea to talk about the dating game.
Well,
and
I wasn't
why...
sold. I wasn't really sold. And then she signed up. She said, I'm verified. I'm in. I'm in. So typical night for us, the kids are done. We call it, we're done parenting. That's what we call it. I don't know what y'all call it. But after a certain hour, we're done parenting.
They're showered, they're fed. Everybody's in their nook.
I might not even
Leave
answer.
me alone.
I might not answer a question. Dad, could you
talk to me tomorrow?
Talk to me tomorrow. Email me, bro. CC your mother on that. I don't know. So I'm laying there, getting ready to watch whatever episode of whatever I'm going to do until I fall asleep. Whether it's 20 minutes of Martin, whether it's a movie, a documentary, scrolling through something, and I'm just laying there. She comes walking in. Look. And I'm just like, what am I looking at? Watch out for this dude. He got a little... What?
Yeah.
His mother, what? But when you show me the dude that was lying about having legs, I said, oh, this is wild. Like, this is out of control. There's gentlemen out there bagging women under the premises that they have legs and don't have legs. Ain't nothing wrong with having a disability. But I was like, he's posted up. And I was like, I'm looking for the medal. I'm looking to see where his sneakers meet his jeans. I said, fam, that is fraudulent behavior. Because I didn't understand why a T app would exist. I'm like, well, what would happen if men do this? Duh. That's how Facebook came about. So I'm just like, oh, okay. How would they fund this? Who would actually fund a forum like this, in an app like this? Like, how legally, how do you do this? And after listening or watching her, because she didn't get her phone back. I'm just like, that's crazy.
I know.
I'm like, yeah, they doing you dirty, bro. fight back. Oh no, oh no, oh no. And I was like, I get it. It made sense to me. In this world, it made sense. And then, of course, we're saying, we got to talk about this on the pod because it begs a bigger question. A bigger question.
Question.
It isn't just about an app and what people are doing to trash other people or to protect themselves. It's the idea that dating has taken a turn for the ugliest worst of all time. Not just the worst, the ugliest worst.
Hmm.
So I think, as I told you before, I love to start at the root, even when I'm doing my coaching stuff. You know what I mean? People love to be super nuanced and hyper detailed about this and that and the fourth. And I'm just like, well, actually, the kid can't shoot. What if we start there? And why can't he shoot?
Hmm.
Or why is that he can't get there? I'm like, he's not a good ball handler. He can't go to his left, or he doesn't hold on. He doesn't seal properly, and they don't throw bounce. So I like to get to the root of it, and I think the root of it is that I think a lot of y'all are just jaded for the process because something's happening.
When you
I'm
say
out of the
young,
game when I say people who aren't married
okay.
because I can't see myself. I don't know what you would do now. I don't even know, like, even where do you approach someone at? Where do you see people at? Who's available? What questions do you have to ask? You know what I mean? Because now I'm just like I'm old, so I'm just like, hey, how you doing? I'm Steve. Do you like men? Okay. Do you live close? You know what I mean? And then that stuff is considered like, oh, he's weird, he's goofy, he's you know what I mean? Like he's a perv. You know, our daughter says that stuff. I'm like, yo, what if he's pursuing you?
Hmm.
So I don't know. I just think that dating is probably crazy out there. It's not the same. We used to go places and say hello to people. We used to write notes. That's how old I am. We used to get numbers. You know what I mean? It's so crazy out there. And now we have an app where you can now post someone's face without them saying okay to it. And other women in the area can destroy this man. And my
Hmm.
only issue, as I told you, is how do we know that everybody's being honest? How do we know that she's just not having a bad day with this guy, or he didn't return her text, left her on unread and on read, and now she's throwing his face up there and defaming his name? He might be a professional in this setting. He might be a father in this setting. And
So
it can go both ways.
it can.
But I'm
It,
like, this could get ugly fast.
it could. So it could. And so I went on TikTok just to kind of counter it because I wanted
So you went on another app
so yeah,
to
I went
check
on
on the
I
T app.
went so I went on TikTok because I wanted to understand like how much potential there was
Yeah,
for there to be slander. And so I said, let me get on here. I'm curious
yeah.
because I know if men don't have access to tea, then they will find a platform and they will,
They'll
you know,
counter.
try to and they'll try to well, so just to give you a little bit of context, I guess there is a T on her, which is like the counter app
On
to
her was
T on her. Is that what it's called? I believe. Yes. So there's a T app now, and now there's a T on
T
her.
on her.
So
Oh, okay.
men are now posting women, and they get to just kind of share their two
See,
cents
that
as
ain't
well.
see to me that's whatever.
But I do think that you bring up some good points because what you're talking about is how the dating game has changed, right? And
Mm.
so one of the things that I think if we kind of just reflect on Black Planet, MySpace. I'm gonna show my age a little bit, right? Like those
I was
different
never on Black Planet.
I wasn't either. I wasn't. I was on MySpace though. I ain't gonna hold you. But so like, if you go on those different apps at the time, it wasn't as like instant gratification. There wasn't this
Mhm.
sense of it was there was communication, but that was just like that was an alternative. It wasn't the means.
Uh,
And I think now with dating, there is so much swipe left, swipe, okay, maybe, and they're that kind of idea. And there's so many different options with what are the new apps? Tinder,
Farmers Only, Christian Mingle.
probably. I have no idea. I'll be honest. I really don't know all the names of
I'm
that.
out the
I had
game,
to do
bro.
a little bit of research just to get this tea situation in order.
I
But
sold my black book.
okay. So but just thinking about what the pool looked like before
Mhm.
and how people dated. There's just to me, there's just a huge decline in how we interact with one another. And so if you don't have separate communities, if you don't have other things
Right,
that you're like
right.
tapping
Oh, like Mark
into,
was talking about, some of these kids, a lot of these kids are growing up in a world where they no longer have to interface.
no,
There's no interfacing. It happens on your phone.
everything is happening on the phone.
Hmm.
But what you're finding is when you're looking on, so like looking on different social sites and things like that, right? Everybody's beautiful. Everyone is like, everyone is the thing. There is so much of the it. And so it gives a presentation as if there is excess.
Mm.
There's so many different options.
Perfection.
The grass is going to be greener on the other side. And so
Yeah.
because we have all of that, I think it's easier for people to then be like, hey, I really don't need to do this until they are ready to commit. Like they're really to tap in. But what we're finding is like 50-year-old men and plus are not married. Bunch of kids.
Why you get quiet when you said
Because
50-year-old men not being married and
because
having kids?
I don't want to make generalizations, but what I'm saying is, marriage, and this is part of the reason why we talk about what we talk about, right? Because marriage used to feel really sacred, and I think in some ways like there are a lot of people that have respect for it,
Mm.
but as we're dating, like before that, like getting there,
Yeah.
some of the clients that I work with are like, I probably won't ever get married. That probably won't
Oh,
happen for
are you
me.
saying that if all right, let me put it in some simpler terms. Obviously, to get to marriage, which we believe in,
Yes.
to
I
get to
yes.
that destination, there's got to be a road travel on that road or the bridge. And the
Mhm.
bridge to marriage is dating. And the dating
Yes, it
bridge
used
is
to look like
officially out of
courting.
service.
Yeah, it used to look like
Got
that.
it. So people are now saying, hey, I'll probably never get there.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
No, I mean, just
Wow.
from the small subset that I've dealt with,
Mm.
some of the females that I have coached, that they're like, or they've been married and they're like, we'll probably never get married again.
Well, how do we find people? How do we date? What
How
did
do
it look like?
we, as
Yeah.
in you?
How did we? I'm 1980. For us, it was the
So
clubs.
there was just more community. There was more courting. There was more like, hey, here's my friend. This is my friend.
Remember
Yeah.
the Do you remember It was a reel that was going around IG, and it talked about had different times. It was like a graph,
Mm-hmm.
and it was moving, and it was talking
Yes, yes,
about
yes,
how
yes.
people were
Mm-hmm.
meeting in the 40s
Yes.
and the 50s, and it was like friend, church, school. 50s, friend, church, school, college, and
Mm-hmm.
then in the 60s, it was the 70s, it was like friend, church, club, da da da. Then the 80s, it was the 90s, it was like you're seeing the number of people meeting
Mm-hmm.
in person was dropping like
Mm-hmm.
lower and lower. That's interesting to me. That's interesting to me. How would you do if you're back in the dating scene?
If in this
How would
time,
you do back in this world?
do I have children and was I once married?
I don't know, bro.
So that I think that would determine my answer to you. That's why I'm asking. So if I'm single,
Hmm.
okay, I'm assuming like a
At
lot of
40 years old, no kids, no ex-husband. What you look like out here in the streets?
I'm probably on these apps.
So yeah, there it is.
Like until I'm not anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if that's the norm, if that's what we're doing, and if I believe in marriage, like I believe in marriage as a married woman,
Yeah.
then yeah, I'm on the app. I'm using whatever platforms are available to me in this time.
Actively pursuing.
Yes, until I tap out. Yeah.
I mean, in essence, it should be it should be easier and more efficient via an app to find someone because you can kind of filter out some of the things you would naturally do having to go on dates. You know what I mean? So if you go on 3 dates in a
Theoretically.
month, you got to figure out if they're, insane, if they're like sociopath and, what I mean, if they're lying to you about something. On an
Hmm.
app, you can kind of, this is where you live, this is what you do, this is what you're about, this is what you look like, which is a lie half the time.
But I think what you're getting at is even like you want us to like get to the root. So like then let's talk about the root because I don't necessarily think that it's just sociopaths or I forgot, what did you
I
say?
wouldn't know. I'm married.
No. You gave some examples. So
Yeah, people, just great people.
just people
Yeah,
that are the outliers, I
yeah.
think, or and not the representation of society. And so for me, I would assume that there are good people who are looking for something,
Yeah.
but something else has been normalized. not
Copy.
having
Get
relationships, if
I'd have
that
been in
makes
the
sense.
streets. I'm covering, you know me, I'm covering all bases. I'm
Okay.
in these streets. I'm on the apps. I'm in these churches. I'm in the grocery stores. Where the women at? Wherever women at, that's where I would be.
Okay.
I'm a hunter. I was a natural hunter.
Okay. So, but then would you be on the T app with green or red flags?
Look, I think honest. You're right. You're right. You're right. Not
Thank
changing
you.
the topic,
It's fine.
but the one that blew me away was the
Uh-huh.
girl that said, "Girl, he over here right now."
Yeah.
They were dropping comments down, and the girl said, "He is here at my house right now."
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I.
I don't like the idea of people having that type of access
Mm-hmm.
to other people, man or woman. I just think that that type of access is
So
dangerous.
before I downloaded the app and we were talking about it, before I went through the whole process, you were really up in arms
Well, no,
about
not
it.
really. You
Yeah,
gotta
you
understand.
were.
You gotta understand. My brain. If you know me, when we're talking, I always have. In you know, my homeboy Dave knows this too because he always asks me questions.
Mm-hmm.
And which Hodge am I talking to? Am I
Mm-hmm.
talking to business owner Hodge, dad Hodge, coach Hodge? Like which one?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, my owner hat came on, and I was, you know, in tux out there as well. I'm just thinking to myself, when you're trying to raise money for this venture,
Mm-hmm.
right? You're trying to get a couple million up so you can start this app. You need data scientists. You got to be able to put these things together. You got to be to, you know what I mean, have a, you know, something that works, and you got, you know, you want to take it to market.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a long time to get there. I just couldn't see how they could bypass all the legalities, all the things that can go wrong to get to a place where you can just randomly go on your phone or from whatever and post another human's face without them saying okay, and then being able to rate them or flag them. I was like, how did that happen? Like, how was I just couldn't get it didn't make sense.
So, but that's why. So there was a bunch of different rules once I got
So the
access in.
verification process was interesting.
The verification, I mean, I don't know what happened behind the scenes. I just got access when I got access.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, like, once I was in, there was like it was like 10 different rules that I had to abide by. And so I went through all of that. And I think some of that was in protection of what you're talking about. I think
Okay, so
that was my. So they do.
cover their
Like, you can't screenshot anything, but I mean, the same way that I got access and was able to be like, hey, look at this. I mean, you know, that can
Right.
happen as well. So I'm sure that there are things that can happen behind the scenes. So there's maybe a man, you know, posting something, but
Right.
on,
Okay.
you know, on
I
another
just didn't understand.
person's account.
Yeah.
But I think the same way that you had your like spidey senses went up about defamation and slander and all of those other things, and you know, the money and business side of it, for me as a woman, I'm like, I mean,
We gotta
the
protect
game is
ourselves out here.
trash.
Yeah.
So I've heard. If y'all are happily dating, then more power to you, and let us know how to make that happen for some of my friends. But but I do think overall that I understand the reason behind it, because yes, because of protection, but also because like it's wasted time. And I don't know about you, I think women, when we've talked about this before, specifically, our women are getting more educated, our women are becoming just bigger assets and doing wonderful things. And so because they're doing those things, they want to definitely like protect themselves. And so from that space, I'm like, do what you have to do.
The people you put in my face that night,
I know.
that
I
didn't
was
that
gonna go
that
there.
that group and that community didn't strike me as a bunch of
Correct.
professionals, a bunch
So-
of people who are moving up the corporate ladder or so and such. This was some ratchet mess.
Yes, it was. And so that was one of the things that I had noticed. And that's why I had mentioned, like, from a therapeutic sense or from a coaching perspective, one of the things that I was saying, like, is my first thought was, if you have to be on here
Yeah.
because of so and so, then you really
Yeah,
you need to just you need to hang it up.
You sent me
Yeah.
a reel from a therapist that
Mhm.
responded to this.
Mhm.
What did she say?
Basically, like, that women need to do better, like, internal work. That's really what it came down to. She just felt like you can look and see a certain thing, and we don't want to judge by covers and whatnot, but some of the commentary was just
Low
low.
vibration.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was low level, and so if that's the mixed bag that you're choosing from, you need to check on you. And that's really what it was coming down to. The problem that I have with that is I know that that is not just happening in that sector. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, I
It's
imagine that women are definitely roasting men to their girlfriends and friends and alike. And it's been
but they're
happening for years.
roasting men because they're not doing what they need to do.
Absolutely.
Okay. So what do we do? Like, how do we
Right.
solve that?
I think in this instance, you gotta have an antagonist. And I'm not gonna antagonize. I think women do need to protect themselves. I
Mhm.
just for the life of me couldn't explain how something like this would exist in 2025. And we just found out about it because it's been up for a while.
Mhm.
I just couldn't understand that. I didn't get it.
Well, you couldn't understand it because you're married.
Okay.
Right?
That
Like
makes
you
sense.
wouldn't understand that because you're married. I didn't hear about the T app, but I heard about the premise basically of
Is
it.
T an acronym or is it the idea
No,
of
it's tea, like tea,
okay,
like sip tea.
tell
So it's
each
like
other?
give yeah, it's
Okay.
like in line with this.
I got it.
Okay.
Understand.
So I think, but it came from the other piece, which is like don't date him or whatever the group was called. And that to me, I mean,
Don't date him was a group.
no, no, no. So there were like Facebook forums or different groups that would say, "Hey, don't date this particular person." So it started out.
Someone got the idea from forums that existed. Got it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Got it.
Yeah. So that's where it happened, but what I'm saying is that like that is an indicator that this is problematic, the dating scene, and we've known that it's been problematic. But it's like chicken or the egg. It feels like this cycle
Right.
of things,
Well,
and
we got a child coming up who's soon to be in this dating world.
well,
I'm
she thinks she's in it.
I'm gonna adjust. I think I'll adjust, the best I can, to
Mhm.
meet the moment.
Mhm.
You gotta be where you have to be. You know what I mean? You can't just force your antiquated and old traditional ways. But
Mhm.
I am still not gonna abandon the idea of, someone I need to meet this person. You know how I do. My rules is simply, I'm not gonna stop my children or my daughter right now from dating. But before you do that, I just need to meet this person
Mhm.
and they have to go on a double date with us. And it's not even about putting them in a position where they feel uncomfortable. I like that too. I'm cool with that. But I like the idea of let me model this for you.
Setting the standard.
Let me show you what this is supposed to
Mhm.
be. So
Mhm.
that way, you know what it is, and having a good meal and having a conversation, with another young man. At some point, I figured that's got to go a long way. I think it goes a long way. I think men, I'm probably going off the deep end here. We're not crazy. We know we're gonna pursue and be, hunters. But I do think that there's something to be said about a young lady who we know their father is a presence in their life. We feel it.
Okay.
We feel it. So I get it. I understand. What
Okay.
else you got?
That was really it.
Okay.
I mean, it's edutainment, so but I feel like I don't need to tell this crew what they need to do and how they should date. One of the things that I do one of the things that I did gather though is that there are people who are looking to date with intentionality, and it's like, how do you find them? Probably not on the apps. Probably not.
You're a
But
creep, though. If you're a creep when you approach a woman now, you're a creep. So if I can't even approach you, like, how can I get to know you? I'm a creep, right? If I call you more than once, if you tell me no, see, that's the thing too. Like years ago, that was considered being persistent. You know what I mean? It was a great story to tell. And I met your mother, she told me no. And then I followed up and now you're considered a creep.
no, you considered other things,
Right.
right?
It is what it is, man. I'm out of the game.
Yeah.
I'm married.
I'm thankful.
19 years in. I'm all set.
Yeah.
I don't even have the time, energy to anyway.
Okay.
Do you recollect?
I do not have a recollect. I apologize.
Cool, I do.
Okay, great.
All right.
Go.
So, coming down the hill as we do this, we do a segment called "Do You Recollect?" The whole idea is to connect the dots from what we talked about earlier and what we're talking about now. And I guess we're talking about the T app. We obviously didn't have apps when we were coming up. All right, 94. Actually, when did we get our? I still had a beeper in like junior year. I had a beeper still.
You did.
So when did I get my first phone? College, right?
See, I think it was maybe, yeah.
Like sophomore year in college. All right.
Oh,
Do you recollect
I
a
think I might have
moment
seen
during
you.
our dating phase, our
Hmm.
long dating phase? Do you recollect a moment where you felt during a dating phase, this is not the guy?
You?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I wasn't expecting that. Okay. Please elaborate. Please elaborate. Please elaborate, ma'am. When was it? Tell me more.
Well, I mean, when you just couldn't get it together. So we had been dating a long time. We had been in a long distance relationship for a certain amount of times. I'd graduated college, and from there was like, okay, so I'm ready to start the next steps of my life. But you were still traveling. You were still. He played professional basketball, and he played overseas, and so there was a whole lot of like stints of time where you were gone and then you come back and then you were gone, and I was like, okay, like what am I doing? I'm setting up my career. I'm thinking about like what I'm going to do next, and he's here for 6 weeks and then he's headed to wherever you were headed. And so in that
But you were in
moment,
my heart, though.
and you were in mine too, but in the same vein, it was like, okay, I can attempt to stick this out with you and have you for another 6 weeks and then visit you and get to be with you for 3 days and then when. And so, when a woman is fed up, they are fed up. And I think you didn't necessarily do anything that made me go, okay, I'm done. Well, actually you did, but we won't go there. But I won't get into the details of that. You asked the question. I didn't. But it was like enough things on for me to consider like pros and cons and to be like, you know what, I think I'm good. I think he was really great and I love him and we
Don't
will
clean it up.
always have no.
Don't
I
clean it up.
legitimately felt those ways. Like y- this was great and he's taught me what I should look for. And then I looked for the opposite and realized even more so, like, okay, he's got something special, but maybe it's not him.
What?
It's the truth. Yeah, because you just weren't
He
ready
got
to
something
like
special, but he ain't it.
you're not it because if you know anything about you, then you know that you really don't waver. There's not a
No.
whole lot of room for compromise unless you're willing to compromise. And that was something that you weren't willing to compromise. Him traveling, you being away, you playing ball, like that wasn't something you were gonna compromise.
Sorry.
It's okay. But
It
I
worked
have to
out.
make a decision. Yeah, it did. Thank you, Jesus. But because I would not want to be in this game right now.
No, absolutely not. Can I respond?
Sure.
So, what was the question? Do I recollect any time during the
When
dating
I
phase
wasn't the
when I
one.
realized that you wasn't the one?
Okay, let me look away though. Go ahead.
No, I did not.
Oh, that's not true. Oh, well, you know what? That is true. Because go
It
ahead.
lasted 48 hours. It lasted 48 hours. It
48
wasn't
hours
even
of
real
what?
when I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm good. I'm all set.
Oh,
She
oh,
ain't it.
oh, oh,
It was
oh.
48 hours, and that was in
Mhm.
response to me messing up, me coming home and begging and pleading, and then you still playing the game. I'm chasing.
I wasn't playing the
I'm
game.
calling the radio station. Tuck, I called the radio station. I had my homeboys dropping off flowers. I pulled up to all her cousins' houses. Like I boxed her
did.
in. I boxed her in.
He
Like,
did.
all right, because they all go with bums. So if I show up, I'm just like, I'm gonna put pressure on these dudes, right? Did all of that, and you were still like, no, I'm good. Then I was like, hold on, I'm still fly.
Yeah.
She ain't the one. I'm good. And just like that,
It was very reactive, not responsive.
either way, it worked.
Okay.
It worked. Boxed you in. Got her. 19 years later, 2 kids. Where you going now? On the T app?
What is it that Mark said? He said that you could tell that story and they could totally like flip it and make it seem like you were
Absolutely.
like a narcissist or something
Absolutely.
like that.
But while we still got less than 100 people viewing on YouTube, I can get away with it. Retroactively, somebody gonna come for me.
Yeah, probably.
But by then, I have my full gray in,
Mhm.
and we'll be signing Nori or Joe Button Pop. Too late. Come for me. No, I really didn't. Even when I was a bad guy, I told you this. I knew that she was my wife at 14, and that's tough. It sounds like oh, it's so sweet. That's very tough when you know at 14. Because in my head, there's a lot of life to live, There's a lot of booties out here. There's a lot of things to be done. But I love her. So my idea was like, can I just freeze her, go live a little bit, come on back? I know I ain't the only man that ever lived like that. I know I'm not the only man. But I'm telling you, it was a small prison to live in, knowing that you know who your wife is and you're 14 and you got a whole life to live. That was rough.
Every time you tell that story, I get the same reaction. Like, it's so funny how you just knew that, because I never did. I never knew that, like, oh, I was his chosen one or whatever it was. And so for me, I'm like, who told you?
Well, my resume was a little longer than yours. My love life resume was just a little more expansive, a little longer. Okay. Had a little more, I was a veteran.
Okay.
So to speak.
Got it.
So when I sing you, I'm like, I know what it is. I don't know why she going with that dude.
But I think
I'm never passing him the ball again.
Okay, so
he ain't get the ball all season, Dave. Yo, I'm open. No, you're not. No, you're not.
But I think there is something interesting about what you're saying, because the idea is that ultimately, right? I mean, I don't know how many women are actually asking men to marry them. I know it happens.
Halle Berry did it.
Okay.
I wanted to talk about the Dave Justice thing. I want to sneak it in there real quick and say Halle Berry. So I just did. It's in the algorithm. It counts.
Okay, great. So, but I do think that that's part of the problem, right? So women do have to protect themselves, just kind of going back to the T. They have to protect themselves because ultimately they're wanting someone to ask them and for them to feel whatever it is that you feel when you're in marriage. There's a lot of things, right? And I could be totally making this assumption. I could be totally wrong. But I think when you have a man who's like, yes, I want to marry you, and then you want to marry them too, that's how it ends up working. It won't work where I want to marry you, but you want to be with everybody. You know what I mean? And so that's the power play, or that's a power that you have as a man or any other man, because typically men are the ones asking women. Hello. Yeah. So there's that. So when you say that, I'm always like, here we go.
Yeah.
He knew. He knew I was.
I know.
Okay. Recollect.
I know. There it is. What else you got?
I have nothing else. We have questions. We have the audience questions, but outside of that, we're
okay. Yeah, start this out real quick.
Yeah.
Audience questions.
So we did a poll. We ended up doing a poll on our IG, and so we got a few questions, and so we're gonna answer those questions.
All right. One of them. I won't name her, of course, but she said,
don't name her.
How does it work in a marital relationship when one person wants to have sex and the other person doesn't?
Like ever?
That was the question.
Okay, say it one more time.
How does it work in a marital relationship when one partner wants to have sex and the other doesn't?
So why'd you start with that one? If you watch the intimacy episode, there's always I am such a
If you haven't watched an episode, my wife still struggles in the area of talking about sex. I don't. I'm a grown man. I have children. People know that I have sex.
Okay.
Get over it.
Okay.
We all are here because somebody was doing a booty.
Yes.
Smashing.
Okay. Got it. Okay. So in that particular episode, we talked about the different ways to like be stimulated, right? So there are spontaneous like stimulation, and then there is responsive stimulation, and then there is situational stimulation. So there are three different things. And so if you and your partner, this is me just answering the question. So if you and your partner aren't typically leaning the same way, like spontaneous or responsive, then there's probably a conversation that needs to be had. Everything for me feels like it comes down to there has to be some form of communication. So if so-and-so doesn't want to have sex and their partner wants to have sex, then you need to figure out how that other person can be sparked so that y'all can do it, because you should be.
Right.
Because sex creates connectivity.
Oh, that was really informative. I just push. Hey, bro, this is happening. I'm going to get to that inline somehow.
He's always going to tell the like direct truth, while I am going to give you a very
there's a therapist and a doctor that says that if you like this, look, bro, I need to get there.
Both are needed.
Both are needed.
Both are needed. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the second one was, when you're married, do you still date? How, when, and she said when, when and how.
When and how?
When and how.
Oh, we date.
This is great.
Yeah,
This is a really. Can I take this one?
Yeah, please go for it.
So the answer to this question is yes, we still date a lot, and we've been intentional about this dating. I think we are in an advantageous position where we have more autonomy of our time. You know, not the average person has that. A lot of people have to be somewhere from this time to that time, and they don't have that autonomy. So we are what we call the serial day daters. All right, we are the best day dating couple in LA. We know exactly where to go when the kids ain't there. I sound old, right? You got to go places where the kids ain't, and the kids ain't there from certain hours, right? So that works. Traffic is better when you leave at certain hours, and the food is generally better because the waiters and the help are in better moods because it's not traffic time.
Yeah.
It's not,
it's not
peak
an
time.
influx of people.
Yeah. So I love that. Being able to get somewhere, being with the person that I want to be with, getting good service, right? So I think, yeah, you should date. You know what I mean? We just happen to have autonomy of our time, so we have a little more space to do so.
Okay. So I think the big thing is the intentionality around it. And I've had conversations with like other parents, other married couples and parents, and they're like, when do you find the time? You make the time. I think that that's really what it comes down to. And I think you did say intentionally. So I'm going to like stress that a little bit more. It's about intentionality. So for at one point it was Fridays because we didn't have that. Our son was way young and finances
it's
and whatever else.
On like Wednesday or Thursday nights when we do our pod. After we do the pod, it becomes date night because we're already out and our daughter's boxed in. Too late. We got left.
Right.
And last but not least was how do we handle, this is in response to one of our episodes. She said, how do we handle our spouses, our basically our in-laws? How do we handle these moments? And it was really vague to me how she asked it, but I'm going to assume if she's basing it on one of the episodes, I guess you compartmentalize it. You know what I mean? Where are we going to go?
What's the it? Sorry.
I'm assuming the it could be whatever. Where do you do your holidays at? How do you choose holidays? How much space do you allow with your children? Stuff like that. I'm assuming because we have pretty good relationships with, with in-law. My parents like you more than they like me. So, that's that. But I guess we talk about it. You know what I mean? We pretty much talk about it. The holidays, where we're going for the holidays, if they're coming this way, if we're going that way.
We generally don't go that way. So we're from the East Coast, and
if it ain't
holidays, if we're talking about Thanksgiving and Christmas, if it's snowing, we're not going there. Sorry, it's not going to happen. We'll catch y'all in the summer.
Right.
And so that alleviates some of those stressors, right? Because we're not planning to go.
Right. And during the season, I'm not going nowhere.
Right.
Yeah, which pisses everybody off.
So in dealing with holidays, I think that just works for us because
I don't do vacations during the season.
I'll be on vacation by myself, and it's fine.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
I'll see you around Valentine's Day. But this year with the squad I got, it might be a little later.
So, okay. So then I guess then you need to answer the question not from your perspective, but just in general. Like, how would you deal with that? She's asking your opinion.
Well, first of all, I think we don't really count. I mean, it sucks that I'm saying that.
Fine.
We don't really count. I've known my in-laws since I was 14 years old, so they know me. And vice versa. My parents know you. Once again, my father, my mother like you more than they like me.
That's not true.
So
they love us equally.
I don't think so.
That's fine. Go ahead.
So it's the same with my friends too. Everybody call you, they don't call me no more.
Well, do better.
Maybe you're right. I'm in a space right now.
Did you answer the question?
No.
Okay.
You got it.
Okay. So I again, I'm going to go back to intentionality and communication as the means of how you manage holidays or things like that. So if you're in a partnership, and sometimes some families lean like heavier, like one family is more close knit than another. And it's like, how well have I been embraced? So I think there's a lot of different factors that need to be talked about, but I won't get like bogged down by context. But I do think ultimately, right, if you want to spend Christmas with so-and-so, then somewhere around, I don't know, August, September, you should probably say, hey, this is what I'm thinking we're going to do. Right. How do you feel about that? And communicating that.
I agree.
Yeah.
Final one so we can get out of here. Final one. There was last one, gentleman. It was a gentleman who sent
Okay.
this one. He said, how do you delegate spiritual responsibility in your house and beyond?
You get that.
All right. Well, we're faith-based. We don't run from that. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? We Jesus freaks at my house. But we don't force feed, push, become overbearing when it comes to attending church. But we have a plan of action in place.
Mhm.
So we do have a church home. We go every other week to the best of our ability, and our kids go to faith-based schools. And we pray in our house. We're unafraid of those things. We honor our covenant with God, and we try to make sure that we're not so overbearing that they could care less about going, or the moment that they don't have to attend church or become, they don't have to honor their commitment, they bail.
Right.
That's how we do it.
Right.
Some people don't like that. It is what it is. I mean, our children, we listen to all types of music. That's how we get down. You know what I mean? That's it is what it is. I
Mhm.
love the Lord, as I always say. I also love clips. I read my Bible, but I also read The Alchemist.
Mhm.
Like, it just is what it is. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I have that balance, and I have the liberty. That's in the Bible too. It talks about liberty.
Mhm.
Liberty. You know what I mean? I'm a free man.
Yep.
Watch your mouth. I do what I do. I'm grown, and my kids know who God is, and that's how we handle it.
Correct. Yeah.
Cool.
That's it.
Fantastic job.
Good job.
Awesome. T-App. I bet you everybody about to get on that T-App now.
They
Where's
probably have
Jordan
already been
at?
on
Where's
it.
Jordan at? He probably Jordan. If I see you on that T-App, boy, yeah, you better not be on that T-App, boy. All right. I keep checking next time.
Okay.
All right. So thank you again for those watching on YouTube and listening on Apple and Captivate or wherever you find us. Appreciate you taking the time out. Drop us a comment. We're on IG. We're on TikTok. We're on Facebook. YouTube once again. We're here every week. Drop us some comments. Give us some feedbacks. Hit the like button. Subscribe. When you're leaving a comment, watch your mouth. Homeboy on TikTok, I'm still looking for you, yo.
Oh
That's
my
my wife.
God.
Watch how you talk about my wife, bro. Get your own. He was talking so reckless about you.
Oh.
So reckless about you, man. I earned this, bro. Get your own. Nasty. He must have been a bot. So, see you guys soon. Thank you.